Hello everyone and welcome to this new tutorial. I'm Moshi and in today's video I'll teach you how to make cute text which is mainly used anime and that type of style. This tutorial was requested by a lot of people but I didn't have time to record it, so let's begin. First of all, you need to open a new document. You can choose the size you want, but for the tutorial sake I'll use Instagram basic square post, which is 1080 by 1080 pixels, 72 pixels per inch. Because it's digital. If you're going to print, then choose 300. Okay, so once we have our document open, you're going to press T to select the text tool. Then you're going to type something. I'm just going to type cute. Then you can choose the color as well. You can maybe use like a color palette or something like that, but I'll be using just like basic colors. Like I'll choose pink because it goes well with the word cute and the style, but you can choose any color you want. And then we're going to choose the font. Now there's a lot of fonts. I usually take mine from two sites, which I'll link in the description. First one is the Google fonts and the second one is called Pixel Surplus, which is they have like paid and free fonts, so you can check them and download the fonts you want. Okay, so once we have our text with our font selected, go to the character panel, which you can find in the Windows section. Then you just search here for the character panel. Here you are, and you just click on it and there it will pop up and you can like put it somewhere in your workspace. Now I want to change the kerning, which is like the distance between each letter of a font, because I think it's a bit too far. Now you might have like something like this between these two letters that have like a different space than these other two. So what I usually do is like I arrange the font and the text separately on Illustrator and then I bring it Photoshop with the Creative Cloud link. But for the tutorial we're going to just keep it simple and I'll leave it like that. Now we're going to duplicate this layer 2 times, so just press Ctrl J twice. I think it's Command J in Mac, but you can search on like the Adobe block or something like that. Now we're going to the first layer. So for the first layer I want to add like a parent inside the text. So I'm just going to come down to the filter option, this rounded thing right here, and then I'm going to choose gradient. Now here you can choose a gradient, you can make one. So like I said, I went like a basic text, so I'm just going to pick these colors, kind of pink. Then I'm going to mask it, so just select the gradient layer, then press Alt and left click on top of the first layer of our text and it will clip automatically. Now this is like way too far from the text, so I'm going to scale it down like 50%, maybe 25. I think that's okay. Now we're going to the first copy of our text and we're just going to click it to open the layer styles panel, and here I want to add like a stroke. So there's two types of strokes for this kind of text. I like to use like a inverted gradient, the same gradient I used on the text but like inverted, something like this. Now you can like play with the settings, the size, the scale and the angle as well, but I like the angle, I like the scale. I'm just going to make bigger the stroke, like 6, between 6 and 8, something. I think like 7 looks good. And now we're going to make a drop shadow. Now for this drop shadow we're going to take like a color from our gradient. I want to make it a bit darker, not too much. Then we're going to copy the hex code, this number right here for the color. We're going to click OK, and now we're going to select our second copy for text, then double click again for the layer style panel, and we're going to make another drop shadow. Now this one needs to be a bit further than the other shadow we created, and now we're going to paste the color. If the color changed or something like that, in my case it kept the same, so I'm just going to make it dark, something like this. And now in the distance you want to play to make it look like it has a couple shadows, something like this. I'm just going to increase the number of the distance and I think something like that works. Okay, now I think the stroke is too big. You can adjust it anytime. So we're going to our first copy and then stroke. Here I'm going to put like 5, maybe 6. That's good. Now I want to make like closer the distance of the first shadow. Do something like this. I think that looks good. And now we're going to add the parent in top of our gradient. So I'm just going to look for my parent. Now we're going to drag and drop it onto our Photoshop file. Now you can adjust the size if you want to be smaller or bigger the parent. Now we're going to clip the parent to our gradient like we did with the gradient and the text. And now we're going to play with the blend modes. This can be different between colors, so you can just play around and see which one you like. I think soft light looks cool. Now I'm going to put like a lower opacity so it doesn't look too harsh. Maybe like a 16%, maybe 12. Okay, something like that. I think it's cool. Now I'm going to scale down the parent because I think it looks way too big, or maybe something like that. Now I want to put like the smaller parts of the parent to look. I want to adjust the parent so we have like the smaller parts of the parent on top of our grading. And now I'm going to add another parent, halftone effect. Now I have parents on my Photoshop, but you can use a texture as well. Now you want to again just play with the opacity and the settings, the blending mode and stuff like that, and I think it looks cool just like that. So that will be it. If you want more tutorials, just leave a comment and I'll be making more. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. The link to my coffee in the description if you want to support me. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.